It's a 1-1 result at the STEGEN, but this is going to be a difficult Liga season. We knew that coming in, and getting just 1 point at the STEGEN when Barcelona were outplayed against Athletic Club at home, it's a result that I'm going to take in stride as I look to 5 things that we might have learned from this match against Athletic Club. 1. Eric Garcia is a work in progress. I've been pretty steadfast about supporting Eric Garcia. I thought he was a good pickup, especially on a free transfer, and I think that at 20 years old, he does have the potential to be a starting center back alongside Ronald Araujo. I'm committed to the idea that that's a future center back pairing at Barcelona. However, he had a disaster of a match, and that's okay, because that's what happens with young players. They're learning experiences, and I think before all those critics who say, physically, he'll never have it. He's always going to be too slow. And his physical limitations, the one that got him the yellow card in the 28th minute, and then the one that ultimately against the other Williams brother got him the second yellow or whatever it was, a straight red, that got him sent off in this match. So he's now going to have 2 matches and a long time with the international break. Maybe he'll even play for Spain again to think about what went wrong in this match. One of the things that may have gone wrong, and not to make excuses for the young player, but his grandfather did pass away just prior to kickoff when he found that out. So there's a lot of things going in his mind. And as far as center forwards go across the Liga, after Karim Benzema, who else but Iñaki Williams is going to make a center back look so silly? He's not the only center back this season that's going to look absolutely out of their depth against Iñaki Williams. And it was interesting that he got the one-on-one matchup against him so often. And Piqué getting the knock also wasn't helpful. That said, Ron Araujo came on and was really, really good. Probably the second best player for Barcelona in this match. He's the one that held the line, that made sure that Barca only conceded once, survived the pressure, absorbed those difficult moments. And he probably should have had a goal himself on that bicycle if Martin Braithwaite hadn't, I don't know if it was a foul, but they said that Martin Braithwaite committed the foul. From the start, I was actually wondering why it was Garcia and Dest anyway when you had Emerson and Ronald Araujo. I don't think this would be a talking point even if Araujo and Emerson had started the match and Garcia had come into the match to add something else, or at least be the best player that Barca has in breaking through those lines. His passing and the understanding he has with the ball at his feet when Barca has the ball, or breaking through pressure is one thing. And Barca were able to come back late in that match and basically be the better team for the last 20 to 30 minutes because Eric Garcia was helping with that ball pressure, and then they were putting Athletic Club finally on the back foot. It was just a little bit too late. 2. Memphis' confidence is something different. And what I mean by something different is that Memphis Depay wasn't around for Liverpool. He wasn't around for Roma. He wasn't around for all those moments that Kool-Aid's talk about as breaking our hearts, as saying that Jordi Alba wilted and Piqué wilted and Messi wasn't the right captain. Memphis Depay doesn't care about any of that. And even if he came in understanding where Barca's at mentally, he just seems like the guy that, for better or worse, is going to ignore all that noise. And so his goal today was emblematic of the fact that he is such a wild card. And so far, it's been a wild card in a positive direction. He's been that spark that Barcelona needed. And instead of insulting Antoine Griezmann, because we're going to have to break down the issues with his performance in more of a tactical, nuanced understanding of the game, because again, I don't want to just shame Griezmann without fully understanding the game that I'd like to rewatch. But Memphis Depay, I don't need to rewatch the fact that the guy is going to score goals. He probably should have had a second as well. We can critique his finishing for not being completely spot on, but Braithwaite also had a chance that was missed. But if Memphis Depay is going to continue to be willing to just be that wild card, be that player that's going to shoot from that unorthodox angle, and generally he's a good enough player where it might go in, Barcelona might save themselves some points just because now he has players that are going to get him the ball consistently in spots to succeed, as Frenkie de Jong and Sergio Roberto did, and it's Roberto who did it for the goal. 3. Neto isn't Ter Stegen, and Braithwaite isn't, Iñaki Williams. Neto with the ball at his feet isn't Ter Stegen, and that was glaring in this game. Neto is a similar shot stopper. For Ter Stegen, that's where he gets his critiques, that he lets in a few too many at his near post. And Neto, while he is a first-choice shot stopper, almost at most clubs in the world, he just cannot play Barcelona out of pressure. So when they were putting 2 on Garcia and bringing the 1 in behind when Iñaki Williams was bringing that pressure, Neto could not spray the ball out wide and certainly up through the middle. The physical presence isn't Martin Braithwaite, and as much as I want to say he's a typical number 9, he really is just a forward poacher. And I can't pigeonhole him into saying that he is just a number 9, because he doesn't hold the ball up. Memphis held the ball up much better than he did in this game, and Griezmann, for as much as he did it well against Real Sociedad, that wasn't there either. And because Braithwaite isn't Iñaki Williams, Barcelona didn't win this game. It should have been 4-1, or it could have been 5-1 if it's Iñaki Williams on their side. He missed his chances too, and that's probably one of the reasons why Athletic Club were able to hold on to him. And yes, it's his high release clause, but I thought Williams was very dangerous, and it's not just because Garcia is bad and Inigo Martinez is good. It's that Athletic Club had a structure, and there are matches like this that are played really tight in small spaces that you have to break through a narrow block that Braithwaite just isn't the guy for this. Demir was okay when he came on, and it's a bit telling that Barca played with much more fluidity when the young 18-year-old Austrian replaced Braithwaite. 4. It might be a bit too early to say, but I think Barcelona might be more dangerous this season on offensive set pieces. Now, that might include Messi free kicks. So obviously in that category, they are not more dangerous because you can't replace the best free kicker in the world. Even though the faces are largely the same, that being Araujo, that being Piqué, and Memphis being a new part of that party, and Fati not even back yet, the development of Araujo that we're seeing even on set pieces, he's just getting himself more available. And if he's more available, that means players like Pedri, like De Jong, like Griezmann, wherever they may be on the field, are now in more advantageous positions. And while Araujo isn't the best at playing the ball at his feet, if he can affect the game by being the best one-on-one defender out there and being a danger on set pieces, he's clearly going to earn that starting spot before long. And 5, I'd be remiss not to say that Frenkie de Jong was Barcelona's best player in this match. His first half positioning was interesting as Barcelona were on the back foot, and Dest got a lot of the blame for the issues that Barcelona had throughout that first half. Jordi Alba was not successful on the other side. Barca were actually coming down the right more often, but it seemed like De Jong would set Dest up to make that final move or to get that dribble on, and he wasn't successful, and so he was getting hard done by. But De Jong also made Dest look good when Dest would give the ball away. De Jong was consistently in the right position, in the middle of the field, out wide, and you do lose that Messi effect of having Barcelona lose the ball in the middle of the field, and so it does make it a bit easier on the counterattack. But still, as Dest lost the ball, De Jong would get it back, he won it back, and the way that he even won it back created that late-on chance for Memphis Depay, who could have made it 2-1. De Jong was easily Barcelona's best player in this match. I thought Busquets was good. Again, I think Dest turned things around as the match went on. Araujo was also terrific, as I said, probably the second best player. And then Memphis rounding it out because he was also Barcelona's most dangerous attacker throughout the match. But the praise goes to Frenkie de Jong. I'm excited to actually look at his advanced metrics and see just how good he was. Because usually it comes down to the all-around game he plays, so it's hard to actually give him credit. But this one, you could tell from the eye test, the only one that Athletic Club really couldn't handle. And I'm not even talking with the ball offensively. I'm saying they could not deal with the pressure. It was almost one-man pressure that he was matching that Athletic Club had at home at the STEGEN. Whenever there's a draw like this, I know people are disappointed, a lot of negativity on social media, but as I said, I'm almost positive about the result. It's a very difficult place to play. I always say that when you're outplayed in a Liga by a team like Athletic Club, who's never been relegated either, you just tip your hat and say that, hey, you wanted those points at home, and Barcelona were lucky to get their one. And they did. And I think if Athletic Club plays this same match against Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, or Sevilla, they take those same points off those teams. I think this is going to be a difficult race in the Liga. Barcelona is not a dominant favorite, but I don't think they're out of the race either, even though they lost points against Athletic Club. Athletic Club had the ability at the STEGEN to take points off anybody, so congratulations to them on the 1 point, but Barcelona deserved their point as well, so I'm happy with the result, as happy as I can be after a difficult performance, especially for a player in Eric Garcia that I would love to defend and want to see succeed. There is still Getafe before the international break, but I do have 2 podcasts coming out before that match, so make sure you keep it tuned in here, give us a like, subscribe, and all of that. And until next time, Força Barça.